we say we want it, but then when we get into the thick of it, then we're like, oh my gosh. Have you really thought about the cost of the things that you want sometimes? Like some of the things that you try to go for in life, it's like when you get into the middle of it, you ask yourself, now why am I doing this again? I do that quite often. I'm having many nights like this right now. Um, but how are y'all doing? Granny is doing good. She's just a little tired. She's been studying all day. I am working on my doctorates, and the last few nights I have been asking myself, girl, why are you doing this? Because I don't know, maybe it's just me. I think I'm just tired. I think I am just tired. But nonetheless, I'm happy. I'm happy about my decision to continue with this process and to complete my doctorates. It's something I have been wanting since I was a little girl. I have been wanting this since I was a little girl. I remember always talking about it, telling my mom I want to keep on and keep on and keep on. And she always said I was going to be her professional student. And I used to tell her, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But I'm nearly 55 and I'm still in school. So, yeah, Mama was right. Mamas are usually right. But anyway, my question for myself was, why are you doing this again? Because sometimes you get to the point where you're really tired and you're like, no, I just want to put this down. But then once you get a little bit of rest, you're able to pick it back up and you're able to move on. It's just a little temporary feeling when you feel like, hey, no. But I'm glad that feeling doesn't last long because I don't think I would have gotten as far as I did. I have been studying all day. I got up at 5 a.m. It is now 8:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I have been going at it all day. I got up at 5. I cleaned up my space. I did my laundry, and I did a lot of work. I did a lot of work around my space, in particularly my bedroom. Um, I did a lot, and then I started doing a lot of work on my schoolwork um, this afternoon, early this afternoon. I took a break around about 4 and got back at it again at 6. And I am now like, oh my gosh, I am worn out. I am very worn out because I teach during the week. Um, I don't do the lesson plans. The other teacher, she does the lesson plans. I do help with them. I implement them. She writes them. I implement them. And because I deal with children with behaviors, I deal with that. And although it doesn't directly have to do with what um, I do, but it also helps me at the same time. I deal with behaviors. I deal with undesired behaviors, and it helps me correlate the behaviors between the children and the adults by the time the different stages in life and how it manifests into different things as you age, depending on the interventions thereof or the lack thereof. Um, so I've been monitoring a lot of that because some of these children, I've known their grandparents. And when I look and I think about, I remember when you were just like this. I remember when you were just like this. And to see how, when the elders used to say all the time, apples don't fall far from the tree. You can tell I'm tired. I can't get my words together. The apples don't fall far from the tree. They meant that. It's a lot of truth to that. It's a lot of truth to that. And to see these children at this young age carry on the same behaviors that their parents and their grandparents did, it's so uncanny. It really is. So, yeah, how everything in life cycles, even behaviors, whether they're desirable or undesirable, they do. They cycle. Question is, what do we do to break those cycles? That's what I am working on. Different things that we can do to break those undesirable cycles in our life. Have you ever thought about that for you? Breaking undesirable cycles in our lives. It is so important. Number one, you have to assess yourself. What I've done to monitor me, I plan a lot. I do a lot of planning. I write down, I journal a lot too. I write down my day. I write down, I have a mental health planner that I created because I couldn't find one that I wanted. So I created one. And I have 3 different sections for a day. And I write down how I felt, what my summary of my emotions were in the morning, and then again in the afternoon, and then again in the evening time. And in the evening time, I also include how I want this to be different the next day, and the things that I could do before going to sleep to set that in motion. That has been very important to me as well as for me. And I have really, really, really seen where it has really made a difference in my life. It really has. Have you thought about that? That's just a question. Have you thought about that? I feel like being analytical tonight. I guess all this studying has me in that way. But anyway, I wanted to come in just to say hey, because I haven't talked to you today. But in case nobody has told you, you're great. You are fantastic. You are marvelous. You are awesome. It's time for you to believe that. Think about your thoughts towards yourself. Don't even think about others' thoughts about you. Think about your thoughts about you. The desirable ones and the undesirable ones. How can you change and intervene the ones that you do not desire? Whether you're telling yourself you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too ugly, you don't have enough butt, you got too much butt, your teeth are crooked, they're not sharp enough, whatever, you don't have hair, you can't get your hair to grow. What are the negative things that you can change by your mouth, by your mind, by your heart? What are the behaviors that you can change around that? I just want you to think about that. And I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Good night.